Hi there, I'm Jo Hand and I'm a co-founder of Giki. And on this video, I'm going to show you how Giki Zero can help you and tell you a little bit about why we set Giki up. So Giki stands for Get Informed, Know Your Impact. And we want to help everybody live a more sustainable lifestyle. So I'm going to start by just showing you a few images and giving you a little bit of background on what we're trying to do and why we think it's so important. So we set up Giki in 2017 and we started with an app called Giki Badges, which launched in 2018, which rates UK supermarket products on how sustainable, healthy and ethical they are. And you just scan the barcode and it shows you how that product performs, suggests alternatives. But today I'm going to talk to you about Giki Zero, which is a step-by-step guide to a more sustainable lifestyle, and it enables you to team up with friends, colleagues, people in your local community or your schools or universities or anybody really who you want to team up with to work together to live more sustainably. Now, why is this important? So there are a lot of environmental challenges that we're facing. And many people, most people want to do the right thing, but it's really difficult to know what the right thing actually is. So what can we do about plastic pollution? What can we do about climate change or the threats to nature and the risk to animals becoming extinct from the day-to-day lives that humans lead today? So our aim with Giki is really to help everybody find it more easy to work out what they can do in their own lifestyles to help protect the planet. And this is why we think it's so important. This graph shows how carbon emissions have gone up really since the Industrial Revolution. So we can see here where we are today, and this is where we need to get to by 2030. So it's a big task. The good news is we already have the technologies that can achieve this. It's just a matter of prioritizing, and we need policy change. We need governments to really help this happen. We need businesses to change as well, but we also can do a huge amount ourselves in our own lives and with our communities and using our voice as well. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So this graph shows what we need to do at a global level. This shows what we can do personally. So the average footprint, carbon footprint in the UK is around 9 tonnes shown here. And this graph, and it does look pretty complicated, but we aim to really make things much simpler and clearer through Giki Zero, shows all the steps that we can take, which will get us towards that target that we need to get to by 2030. And before I show you Giki Zero, I just wanted to talk to you about a few of the individuals who used it or are still using it when we were building it. And Molly, for example, is a great example of somebody who'd never really thought about environmental issues before. But because of her job, she became really interested in becoming more sustainable and talking to colleagues about how they could too. And she used Giki Zero to increase her own knowledge, but also as a tool to talk to other people and show it didn't need to be more expensive. Now, Hannah and Scarlett, they were more knowledgeable in that they were studying environmental studies at university, but hadn't necessarily thought about what they could do within their own lifestyle. So both of them saw benefits in using Giki Zero to make changes in their own lifestyle and show what those impacts and the benefits of those changes were. And Scarlett also saved quite a lot of money, so that was good news on 2 fronts. And Jules has been thinking about these issues for a long time and runs a local community group in his area. So he knew about many of the issues, but seeing his own data and his own footprint in a way that was really easy to engage with actually encouraged him to make changes that he'd been thinking about for some time. So why don't we now take a look at Giki Zero and how it can help you. So I'm going to share here. So when you first sign up, you will come through to your progress page. And here you will see how your carbon footprint shapes up based on a few initial questions that we'll ask, really simple questions to give an estimate of your carbon footprint. And we show that against the UK average, where you are, against the global average per person, and also most importantly about the target. that's where we need to get to by 2030. And then you can go into your footprints page and you can get much more detailed here. So here you can put in information across every aspect of your lifestyle to make it more accurate and more personalized for you. And you can either put in, let's go and have a look at diet. You can put in the type of diet you have. For example, let's try going vegetarian. And that will then feed through into your footprint. Or you can actually put in more specific information. So for example, planning a flight. Let's go from Heathrow to, let's say, Ibiza. And then we can save that. And that will then, again, feed through into your footprint. And you can put in information across all of these areas. We've even got bank accounts, pensions, that kind of thing. Now that's the first stage, getting your head around your carbon footprint, how it shapes up, which parts of your life have a bigger impact. The second bit, which is crucial, is what to do about it. So here, within your steps page, you can filter through in lots of different ways. You can select within your lifestyle areas. You can select how easy or difficult you want to go, and you can select the impact on the planet. And within the steps page, there are over 120 steps that you can choose from. So you can pick changes to your lifestyle that are going to work for your own personal situation, your budget, and what's going to actually be possible for you to do. So for example, we've come up with a few here based on those filters. And for each step, you can click on this little eye and it will then show you details on tips, benefits, and also sometimes we have some web links in there as well to give you further advice, and also show you the other areas that actually taking on this step can help. So for example, on this one, you can reduce your carbon emissions, but you can also save money, reduce water, and it also even saves you a bit of time as well. And you can share these steps with anybody either on social media or internally through email. And if you decide you like the look of this one, you can click on I'll try, and that will then feed through onto your progress page. And each time you do a step, each time you try a step or you complete a step, and each time your carbon footprint reduces, your Giki score will increase. And we've created a score to make it really easy to see how you're progressing, because it's not always easy to get your head around what is a ton of carbon, what's a kilo of carbon, what does that mean? But a score is much more straightforward and much easier to understand how you're improving. So if you get to over 1,000, you can feel pretty amazing about your planet saving credentials. Now, every month we also have a challenge, which is at the top of your progress page. And here you can pick steps that are inspired by a particularly topical event, which can help bring new ideas and new suggestions of what you can do. And then if you are a part of a team, so if you're using Giki Zero Pro, you can click into Teams. And here, let's take a look. So within your organization, you'll be able to see what the average score is for everybody in the organization, and you'll be able to see, really importantly, what you've achieved together. So sometimes it can feel a bit overwhelming. You know, what difference can I make on my own to all these massive challenges that affect us all over the world? But actually seeing what you can do together with other people that you know in terms of saving carbon, avoiding single-use plastic items, for example, it can show how much of an impact you can all have together. And we'll also show your the average carbon footprint across your organization and how that breaks down, so you can see where the areas that you might want to focus on together are. And we also show which steps are trending. And this bit's a really great way to start conversations and talk to each other about what you're doing and how you're finding it, and get tips and ideas and suggestions from each other. So we'll show the trending steps in terms of what's been completed and with steps that everybody's trying. And then we also show you some popular steps within your organization that are personalized and relevant to you, so that you can pick some additional ones if you want to. And also we've got neglected steps. So the steps that aren't yet popular in your organization, but maybe you could pick one and start a new trend. And then if you take a look at leaderboards, so this is where you can see how everybody's doing. And we'll show how you're doing, but also how all of the individual teams across the organization are doing. And then you can click into your own team, and here you'll be able to see that same information that we've just looked at, but within your team. And within the leaderboards area, you'll actually be able to see how everybody in your team is doing, so that you can encourage each other to improve together. And you can even come up with your own game plan so that you can all forge ahead up that leaderboard and keep boosting your score. So have fun with it, and thank you for using Giki Zero, and we'd love to hear how you find it. It was really good luck and enjoy it.